What's up guys, and welcome back to another sporting video. Today is the Rugby Championship recap from my side, and cheapers, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty exhausted after those two games. Let's kick off with New Zealand versus Argentina. What a cracking game, and before we get into it, credit needs to be given to Argentina. A lot of people have been slaughtering them, myself included, because they've been weak. But at the start of the game, they really put it to the All Blacks. They were in the lead at one stage, then it was tied. But at the end of the day, the All Blacks just came out the stronger team because they're the best in the world for a reason. Now, what a game it was. The problem with it was place kicking. Beauden Barrett did not kick well at all. And I'm starting to see that place kicking within rugby these days, especially in the Rugby Championship, is not strong. We don't have the likes of the Andrew Mertens, Daniel Carter, Matthew Burke, Mornay Steyn, Yanni de Beer, all those old guys who used to place kick well. You would always feel confident when they got the ball. These days, I don't feel as confident watching place kick anymore. Beauden Barrett, phenomenal rugby player, very poor place kicker. Last week he had a better game with his kicking, but this week nearly cost him against Argentina at one stage, which was quite shocking considering where Argentina are and how they are playing rugby. But again, All Blacks scoring tries, and that's what won it at the end of the day. Penalties were helping Argentina, obviously, but at the end of the day, tries won the game, and beautiful tries were scored by the All Blacks. However, what must be taken into consideration is the All Blacks can be rattled. And when they're rattled, and if teams don't capitalise, then obviously All Blacks are going to win. But if they capitalise in their weak points, I think the All Blacks could be under pressure. Can South Africa give them a little run for their money? Who knows? Maybe. But we'll get to that game next week. But overall, great exciting game. It kept me awake on the edge of my seat, and watching the game was quite exciting, and I thoroughly enjoyed the All Black versus Argentina game. Ups to Argentina for giving it their all, playing with such heart and spirit, but unfortunately at the end of the day the better team won, which was New Zealand. However, they got a little bit of a fright, but again I predicted it by 20. It was less than 20, but I said New Zealand, and New Zealand did win. Now we get on to Australia versus the Springboks. To me personally, this was a very messy game. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first game. Both teams were making really silly errors, especially the Springboks. You know, when you're kicking a ball away from the opposition, you've got to kick it out. Elton Yankees hardly kicked the ball out. And that is going to become a big problem against a team like the All Blacks, who are quite alert in situations like that. They're just going to capitalise. Australia were close to capitalising, and there were situations where we could have lost this game as well. But at the end of the day, it was a draw. I hate draws because it's draining. You know, Springboks nearly had it in the last minute. Then Australia had a quick little comeback, but knock on to end the game, and then they blow it. I wish they'd just continue it into extra time like they do in football, just to give it like 2 or 3 more minutes, because at the end of the day there will be points. If there's no points after 3 minutes in extra time, then fine, call it a draw. But just give the game a little bit of fire and beat, just to get a result. Both teams had their good points and bad points. Kicking was average. I think both missed 2. But obviously Australians kicker Foley kicked way better than he did last week, so that definitely put in a boost for Australia. Yeah, it was a sloppy game, lots of errors, lots of knock-ons, to and from, you know. But at the end of the day, the game got better in the second half. So Australia's defence was incredible. South Africa's defence was also quite good. But a lot of work still needs to be done, especially in tactical games. Tactical kicking for South Africa needs to improve. Decisions need to be made. You know, we nearly last night. I'm not also a big fan of the drop kicking in the dying minutes, because yes, it can win you games, but it can also lose a game, and it just destroys the end momentum. Go for the win. We nearly did, and Siya Kolisi nearly took it back. Peter Steph du Toit played a phenomenal game. Kuni Oosthuizen, most tackles for the game from the South African point of view. But again, both teams played hard rugby, but it was a messy game. I didn't enjoy it, again, as I said, as much as the first game. Obviously, moving forward, we've got New Zealand versus South Africa. I'm pooping myself for that game. It's going to be tight. Australia versus Argentina, also going to be a good game, but I'll leave those thoughts to my predictions videos next week. Overall, great rugby, but the question, I don't know what you guys think. Place kicking is not as good as it used to be in the old days of rugby. Early 2000s, there's no Johnny Wilkinson, as I said, Andrew Mertens Carter, Morné Steyn, Matthew Burke. I know Giddo is a good little kicker too, but there's ups and downs. You can't be convinced with your players anymore. Place kickers normally win you your games, and if they're not as good, then it's going to cost games. And we look at Australia. They could have beaten New Zealand week before last, but because of tactical kicking or place kicking, they didn't. So a lot of improvement needs to be there going forward within rugby. I don't know how the Europeans are doing, because teams are doing, because I know they've got some good kickers with Johnny Sexton and all those blokes. But overall, great, exciting rugby of Rugby Championship. Both games got me on the edge of the seat, but for me, the New Zealand-Argentina game was a bit more exciting. But yeah, Springboks didn't lose, but they didn't win. A lot of work still needs to be done. And going into to New Zealand, we need to catch a wake up and work on these tactical kicking areas. Yankees needs to work on it, because New Zealand have a backup kicker who was kicking well after they stopped Bowden with his place kicking. So, I mean, Yankees' place kicking wasn't too bad, but his tactical kicking, they weren't getting the ball out, and that is a costly errors that could cost us. So yeah, I don't want to rant on too much. That's my thoughts of today's games. What are your guys' thoughts? Who did you think? What did you think? Do you think the ref was good or bad? I'm not commenting on that. How did you feel with New Zealand-Argentina game? I thought it was quite exciting. And what were your thoughts? Are you happy with the draw between Oz and SA, or do you feel SA or Oz should have won? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's continue this discussion down there to see what your guys' thoughts are on what you thought of the outcome of the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date with future rugby predictions videos, recap videos, and any other thoughts. As well as on the side, I do motivational videos. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can keep up to date with all my upcoming videos. Guys, have a great weekend further. Keep safe, keep smiling, keep supporting your teams in good times and in bad. And remember to never give up in life. Stay safe, guys. Never give up. Cheers.